Everybody, it's Thursday and it's Lit Soc and it's National Poetry Day. We've already celebrated it in the quad at lunchtime with three fabulous Key Stage 3 poets and also the one of our pupils, students, has been awarded a Young Poets Award from the Foyle Poets Awards, and so I'm going to start with that this afternoon, and in the meantime after that everybody will be celebrating their own choice of poems as well. So this was written by Fei Chi, who is currently 13 years old, and she can't be here because she is at the award ceremony today. And she couldn't read it for us at lunchtime, but here it is. It's called Gardenias. My father migrates with the stalks every time the leaves turn from green to yellow and eventually fall off. The house lights dim down as the stalks set off, and the tables and chairs turn dull as the stalks elevate off rainy London. My father separates from the stalks, bidding farewell to them, ready to meet them when the leaves turn green again. In front of the sunken eyes awaits the soil and the concrete awaiting to be grown into the gardenias that he so longed to be with. A pencil and pen sulking on the desk, a ruler and stencil going down memory lane, he gets a rude awakening when planet-sized tracing paper is slammed in front of their edges, ready to build gardens upon gardens of gardenias. Murky mud and sorrowful sand sticking and squirming to the soles of my father's shoes. The blazing fire burning the skin of the construction site, rivers of sweaty aroma hiking through the air, howls and yelps, and then an alarm as a tsunami sandstorm buries the garden of gardenias. My queries on why I was never allowed to go to the site were answered by the howls of the drowned gardenias. Was it a construction site or a desert? My father takes one glance at it and summons the leaves to turn green 3 months later. So quite fantastical, really, but extraordinary command of language and structure from Fei Chi. So well done.
Yeah, well done.
And thank you for allowing us to, Miss Higgins, to read it at lunchtime. So there we are. There's our first poem of today. A garden full of gardenias. Gardenias, by the way, are beautiful plants with a fabulous scent. White. So, okay. Marianne, do you want to go next?
Okay.
Have you got something to...
I do.
Okay. Go on then.
Yeah, let's do our musical chairs.
Musical chairs. Here we go. This is what we do, Hannah. We rotate it round there.
So, as I said, I don't really read poetry unless it is recommended to me by my mother, who is an avid poetry reader. And my mum loves Carol Ann Duffy. When she was a university student, all she would read, Carol Ann Duffy and Ted Hughes. And she saw them together once live and she loved them. So I asked her, Mother, what...
Mother,
what would you recommend me to bring to Lit Soc for National Poetry Day? And she recommended this one, which I thought was slightly an odd choice for Lit Soc, but I'm going to read it to you and see what you all think. Mm-hmm. Warming Her Pearls by Carol Ann Duffy.
Oh, yes.
Next to my own skin, her pearls. My mistress bids me wear them, warm them until evening, when I'll brush her hair. At 6, I place them round her cool white throat. All day I think of her, resting in the yellow room, contemplating silk or taffeta, which gown tonight. She fans herself whilst I work willingly, my slow heat entering each pearl, slack on my neck, her rope. She's beautiful. I dream about her in my attic bed. Picture her dancing with tall men, puzzled by my faint, persistent scent beneath her French perfume, her milky stones. I dust her shoulder with rabbit's foot, watch the soft blush seep through her skin like an indolent sigh. In her looking glass, my red lips part as though I want to speak. Full moon, her carriage brings her home. I see her every movement in my head, undressing, taking off her jewels, her slim hand reaching for the case, slipping naked into bed, the way she always does. And I lie here awake, knowing the pearls are cooling even now, in the room where my mistress sleeps. All night I feel their absence and I burn. Lovely.
Strong stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Well, real pearls have to be kept on the skin, otherwise they die.
Yes. She did. It was a full lecture. She took great enjoyment in it, I assume.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne's mum.
Beatrice, would you like to go next?
Sure.
Yes.
So I chose eating my words.
Can we swap over? So that...
Swap over. You okay?
Oh, John Agar, there we go.
John Agar.
I chose Eat My Words by John Agard. How do you eat your words? With knife and fork or with a spoon? Or words sweet as a prune or sour as a lemon? One day I thought I'd eat my words of venom, spat out in moment's spite, those cruel words of mine that now come back to haunt my restless sleep at night. But after I'd eaten those very words, the feeling felt, well, sort of nice. Now I think before I speak. Sometimes I even think twice.
Thank you.
Can't switch a rooney yet now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no space.
Next volunteer, please.
Who's got one ready?
Who's got someone?
I think Hannah does.
Hannah?
Do you want?
Do you want to come next?
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Just can be rescued from the big chair.
This is a bit of a shameless plug first for this
Why not?
beautiful anthology,
Is the new
edited by
one?
someone I might know, my mum. It's a poem to read aloud every day of the year. Now, in Dead Poet Society, they say we don't read and write poetry because it's cute, but I disagree. Because look at this, look how cute it is. Look at the cover, look at the, and look,
Captain,
they have.
my captain.
Yeah. Great film. Anyway, this is a poem to read aloud for every day of the year. And I think it represents some of the best things about poetry because poetry is meant to be read aloud. When you read something aloud, you can hear all the sound techniques. I'm sure we all know in English, like with our little alliteration, like sibilants and stuff, and how it like brings it to life. And sometimes you just miss it when you don't read it aloud. And also, reading aloud allows you to bring together your community. I mean, if that's what traditionally poetry's been for, think Homer, you know. It's a way to gather together and share an intimate experience and then talk about words as well. I feel like adults always talk about how, I hated poetry when I was younger, but I don't think that has to be the case if you buy this book because it's really worth it. It's so digestible, it has such a range of things. You read like one little poem aloud to your family every day and you become exposed to so many new authors in such a lovely way. Some of them are really short. And yeah, otherwise you might not get that. I mean, there's stuff from Macbeth as well. There's like little quotes and stuff, which is just lovely. And I just think this is just amazing. But I'm not biased. Anyway, I thought
Perish the thought.
I thought I'd read one which was appropriate for Lit Soc, and this is the poem for the 21st of March, and it's by Dylan Thomas, and I love, and it's I Could Never Have Dreamt. I could never have dreamt there were such goings on in the world between the cover of books. Such sandstorms and ice blasts of words, you can hear the sibilants. Such staggering peace, such enormous laughter, such and so many blinding bright lights splashing all over the pages, in a million bits and pieces, all of which were words, 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 and each of which were alive forever, in its own delight and glory and oddity and light. I just thought that was so beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
We love Dylan. Thank you, Hannah.
Miss Allen, would you like to join us on the big chair?
Can do. You place yourself up there. You're in charge of the camera now, Hannah. Yeah.
Where are we going?
Or you're going to go back there? Okay, it's fine.
That's fine. I'll take my
You get
camera
another seat,
operating
get
seat
another
at some point. So I was going to enter National Poetry Day, but then I didn't. So I've written one today. Actually, I had a free period 5. And I wanted to write something to celebrate the wonderful day that is National Poetry Day. So I've done it on the theme of refuge. Here we go. Home is where the heart is, but where is the heart? When your world is twisted and your life torn apart, how can you find a way to navigate through the buzz and chaos of a newfound street, tired, damaged, and no food to eat? Your veins as guidance, a map to home, a convolution of mind and soul, the heart on the dark street alone, home considered a synonym to roam. Home is often described as just one, but does not always fit the constraints of just this. Home can be blown away, shattered, torn, or at risk. A home from the heart is no home at all, but a broken heart is worse than no home at all.
Oh, yes. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you. There we are.
Nicely done, Mr. Allen. Done today as well.
Thank
so.
you. Yes, yeah, just done today. Again, I on a Thursday, I run a GCSE English class for people that are seeking refuge, people in our community that cannot get the jobs that they deserve because they don't have the English qualification. So after Lit Soc today, I'll be going off there, and we have 15 refugees from Ukraine, Syria, Hong Kong, Iran as well, who come into the school and try and learn and get their passing qualification. Absolutely, I can I can't begin to imagine what they're going through at the moment. But it's a really important theme to celebrate with National Poetry Day, but also to raise awareness for. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Mr. Allen.
Thank you. Who's taking the big chair?
I think Nuala has got one.
Nuala's up.
I think she has one committed to memory. For
I've had this poem memorised since I think I was in year 4. I got that book there for my birthday, and my grandmother really loves poetry, so I lent it to go and sit with her and recite. And we did it like at wintertime or whenever it was Remembrance Day. And it is Song of the Dying Gunner AA1 by Charles Corsley, and it's the one for the 6th of June. And it goes, "Oh mother, my mouth is full of stars, there's cartridges in the tray. My blood is a twin-branched scarlet tree, and it runs away. Oh, cooks to the galley is sounded off, and the lads are down in the mess. But I lie down by the forward gun with a bullet in my breast. Don't send me a parcel at Christmas time of socks and nutty and wine, and don't depend on a long weekend by the Great Western Railway line. Farewell, Aggie Western, the barracks it guards. Hang my tiddly suit on the door. I'm sewn up neat in a canvas sheet, and I shan't be home no more."
excellent. To memorise it. And it's in here, you said.
Yes.
Poem for every day of the year. And June 6th, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
So anyone wants to have a look?
Which is, of course, D-Day.
And my birthday, so.
And your birthday too. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, June, D-Day. Da, da, da. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, very much.
Right, who's next?
Who's next? Who's it going to be?
Anyone else found one? Shall I go, Miss Antley, whilst we...
Come and get the big chair.
Oh, well, Ria's go. Good.
So we've been learning this in English. It's called War Photographer by Cameron Duffy. So it's... In his dark room he is finally alone with spools of suffering set out in ordered rows. The only light is red and softly glows as though there were a church and he a pricist, preparing to intone a mass. Belfast, Beirut, Phnom Penh, all flesh is grass. He has a job to do, a solution slop in a tray. Beneath his hands, which did not tremble then, though seemed to now. Rural England, home again, to ordinary pain which simple weather can dispel, to fields which don't explode beneath the feet of running children in a nightmare heat. Something is happening. A stranger's features faintly start to twist before his eyes, a half-formed ghost. He remembers the cries of this man's wife, how he sought approval without words to do what someone must, and how the blood stained into foreign dust. 100 agonies in black and white, from which his editor will pick out 5 or 6 for Sunday supplement. The reader's eyeballs prick with tears between the bath and pre-lunch beers. From the aeroplane he stares impassively at where he earns his living, and they do not care.
Thank you, Ria.
Wow, excellent.
Can you tell everyone else a little bit about it?
So it's about a war photographer who goes to the place where the war is taking place, and as a war photographer he has to take photos of all the things that are happening there, And in the last paragraph, he's basically saying that when the reader or the people who are reading the newspaper read it, they feel sad for a moment, but they don't actually know how much pain it is for the people who are actually in the war. And they just feel it for like a period of time, but they don't actually think like deeply about what is actually happening there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's great. So in our second Caroline Duffy poem.
Yes, we've had a couple.
Thank you very much. Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Ian.
So I'm going to tell my mum that Caroline Duffy was featured twice, and she will jump with joy.
Oh, you can tell. You can just watch the video. So, and you know, you're profusely thanking her on camera as well. So.
In fact, we won. Well, not we won. One of our ex-Lit Soc members, Sasha, she won a poetry competition that Poetry Live, GCSE Poetry Live, put on every year for those who go to the conference. And her prize was to have a day with Imtiaz Darka, who we don't now study for IGCSE, but nonetheless fabulous poet. And also read her poem aloud at the conference. And meet Simon Armitage, Caroline Duffy, and various other people.
Yeah. Jealous?
Yeah. In fact, we did really well. The first year we won with a poem of mice and men. In fact, I think we had 3 winners over the years, didn't we? I can't remember who the third one was, but. Esme.
Esme as well. Another Lit Soc, another friend of Lit Soc who.
Yeah. And they would go to Imtiaz Darka's flat in the Barbican and have a sort of session on poetry and poetry writing. So, yeah, it was really good. There was a moment where Igor said, is it about your school that you just keep coming up with wonderful poems? And we said, well, it's the English department.
Of course.
Laureates helps as well.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So, who's next? Annabelle, have you got one? No? Okay. Miss Rio?
I think.
Yeah. I've got mine over here actually.
Mrs. Rio. Whilst Mrs. Rio is going, anyone else? Is that a hand up there? Yes. Okay. We have another one after Mrs. Rio. Oh, yeah, well, actually.
Sure. Oh, no, you can go.
Should we have? Yeah. You can come before Mrs. Rio, Esther, and then.
This is Mushrooms by Sylvia Plath, and I read it first, I think 3 years ago, and it was the first time I remember like really loving poetry. So here it goes. Overnight, very whitely, discreetly, very quietly, our toes, our noses take hold on the loam, acquire the air. Nobody sees us, stops us, betrays us. The small grains make room. Soft fists insist on heaving the needles, the leafy bedding. Even the paving, our hammers, our rams, earless and eyeless, perfectly voiceless, widen the crannies, shoulder through holes. We diet on water, on crumbs of shadow, bland-mannered, asking little or nothing. So many of us, so many of us. We are shelves, we are tables, we are meek, we are edible. Nudgers and shovers in spite of ourselves. Our kind multiplies. We shall, by morning, inherit the earth, our foot's in the door.
No, yeah.
That's great.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love it. Thank you.
It's really quite interesting about this fungi mushrooms, because we now know, due to research, that fungi produces the communication between all sorts of things. If you've seen any of the David Attenborough recent plant programs, he starts with how fungi gets ants to do its will on plants. It is the most terrifying thing, and it's all under our feet.
There's also a really good book about it called Entangled Life.
Merlin Sheldrake. Yes, it was shortlisted for the Royal Society of Science Prize.
It's
And yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Scary,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, because they're very secret and come up through the crannies, as Esther said. So,
And yeah, we got it downstairs. Everyone wants to borrow it.
edible,
So.
yes, but beware. Excellent. Thank you, Esther. That's great. Anybody else? Phoebe, have you got one? No? Why don't you have the big book out? No? Mrs. Rio then?
All right.
It will be...
I have it printed on a big piece of paper
Yes.
for another reason.
Yeah, we'll come to that later. Why it's printed on the big piece of paper.
This is one of the National Poetry Day poets this year. It was one online, and it's just called Refugees by Brian Bilston. But this is also one of those poets that you read from top to bottom and then you read backwards. So I'll read it twice and you'll get a different point of view. They have no need of our help, so do not tell me these haggard faces could belong to you or me. Should life have dealt a different hand, we need to see them for who they really are. Chancers and scroungers, layabouts and loungers, with bombs up their sleeves, cutthroats and thieves. They are not welcome here. We should make them go back to where they came from. They cannot share our food, share our homes, share our countries. Instead, let us build a wall to keep them out. It is not okay to say these are people just like us. A place should only belong to those who are born there. Do not be so stupid to think that the world can be looked at another way. So, not nice when you read it that way around.
Not at all. Paddington's
But-
not one of those.
No.
Paddington's
But it completely changes when you read it the other way. The world can be looked at another way. Do not be so stupid to think that a place should only belong to those who are born there. These are people just like us. It is not okay to say, build a wall to keep them out. Instead, let us share our country, share our homes, share our food. They cannot go back to where they came from. We should make them welcome here. They are not cutthroats and thieves with bombs up their sleeves, layabouts and loungers, chancers and scroungers. We need to see them for who they really are. Should life have dealt a different hand, these haggard faces could belong to you or me. So do not tell me they have no need of our help. Very on theme.
Love Brian Bilston.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah,
lots of
he's
great
good.
poems.
I think he's big on Twitter, isn't he?
Yes,
Twitter
yeah,
poet.
so he tweets quite regularly.
Is he? Oh, officially. Oh, okay.
Ah, a well
Ian
in title.
Macmillan by for the...
But yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
it's completely different. I like
Yeah.
poem that can
Yeah,
completely
it's clever.
change your point of view.
Very hard
So, yeah.
to craft a poem like that.
Yeah, that's
So,
why.
It's
Exactly.
quite an achievement, really.
Mrs. Patel read it.
She did.
Ah,
She
did
yeah,
she?
yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good that we read it again. It's an important poem,
It's very on
especially
theme.
with exactly,
Sorry.
especially with the theme we have.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody
Is there a big argument going on?
is there an argument? What? An argument going on over here? Is there?
Someone's got a finger in a book.
We clearly have found something over there, haven't we?
All right, then,
No?
No. Okay.
Anybody else? Holly?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Holly. Yes, come over. Miss Ray, do you want to swap with?
Yeah? I'll leave that one.
Yes, indeed.
I wrote this yesterday, so it's not very good.
Lovely.
I haven't edited it yet or anything, but look, I do not know what he really sees, gaze drifting over spilt gold vials as a daydream dissolves in an ocean breeze. Seagulls' wings drift across a clear bright sky, circling the sun in soft waves. Down they look. I do not know what he really sees, while ephemeral swift shadows sway with ethereal light on his skin. He smiles. A daydream dissolves in an ocean breeze. It meets the scents that linger above us, spices from stools I cannot see when I look. I do not know what he really sees. I simply know the salty sea foam that strokes my bed of sand, oblivious as a daydream dissolves in an ocean breeze. I grin even when the waves stop crashing, but keep my eyes closed since I don't want to look. I do not know what he really sees. A daydream dissolves in an ocean breeze.
Wow, you wrote it yesterday as well. Wow, well done. Beautiful. Thank you.
Lovely feeling to see. It's excellent. Well done. Anybody else? Helen, you got some? You have? Great. Yes, please. Let us hear it.
Okay, so oh god, it's quite loud.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Notoriously so.
Yeah. So these, I've got two, but they're quite short. These are by Erin Hansen, and I first saw them on Pinterest as just a quote, but I really like quite the ambiguity of these poems, and I think they're really beautiful. So the first one is,
There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky, and you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? And I really like that because I think it's got a really good image in it. And then the second one is, don't ever think you're alone here. We've just been trapped in different hells, and people aren't against you, dear. They're just all for themselves. And I think that was a really nice one about, I think just kind of relates to the world in general, and especially with all the refugees and things like that at the moment. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Short and sweet. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Yes. Well done.
I chose Fall Leaves Fall by Emily Bronte. I just really like her writing. So.
Okay.
Fall leaves fall, die flowers away, lengthen night and shorten day, every leaf speaks bliss to me, flushing from the autumn tree. I shall smile when wreaths of snow blossom where the rose should grow. I shall sing when night's decay ushers in a drearier day.
Yeah. Thanks, Phoebe. Yeah, and then you. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, so I've got a refuge poem from this book by my good friend Chris Riddell. So if you will indulge me, I'm going to show you the pictures as I read this one, and also the poem is by my another favourite of mine, Neil Gaiman, and it's called "What You Need to Be Warm." Okay, so it's just so you can see the pictures. I'm going to sort of a baked potato of a winter's night to wrap your hands round or burn your mouth. A blanket knitted by your mother's cunning fingers or your grandmother's. A smile, a touch, trust as you walk in from the snow or return to it, the tips of your ears pricked pink and frozen. That tink, tink, tink of iron radiators waking in an old house, to surface from dreams in a bed burrowed beneath blankets and comforters, the change of state from cold to warm is all that matters, and you think, just one more minute, snuggled here before you face the chill. Just one. Places we slept as children, they warm us in the memory. We travel to an inside from the outside, to the orange flames of the fireplace or the wood burning in the stove. Breath ice on the inside of windows to be scratched off with a fingernail, melted with a whole hand. Frost in the ground that stays in the shadows, waiting for us. Wear a scarf, wear a coat, wear a sweater, wear socks, wear thick gloves. An infant as she sleeps between us, a tumble of dogs, a kindle of cats and kittens. Come inside, you're safe now. Oh, sorry, I think that's a good place there, yeah. A kettle boiling at the stove. Your family or friends are there, they smile. Cocoa or chocolate, tea or coffee, soup or toddy, what you know you need. A heat exchange, they give it to you, you take the mug and start to thaw. While outside, for some of us, the journey began as we walked away from our grandparents' houses, away from the place we knew as children, changes of state and state and state, to stumble across a stony desert or to brave the deep waters, while food and friends, home, a bed, even a blanket become just memories. Sometimes it only takes a stranger in a dark place to hold out a badly knitted scarf, to offer a kind word, to say we have the right to be here, to make us warm in the coldest season. You have the right to be here. Yes. Thank you.
So, last poem before we do some art, which I hope got.
I think we'll have time.
Yes. So I wrote this a few days ago, and it's quite personal. It's about my mum. United Kingdom, safe island home. Without this place, I would not be. Within this place, I can be free. Safe island home. Without this place is fear and war for a refugee. Here is my safe island home. Within this refuge, I can be free. All should be welcome in our safe island home. Everybody. So some lovely,
lots of
lovely refuge and
absolutely.
also other themes as well. Thank you everybody for bringing something or finding something and contributing. So we're going to move downstairs.
We should probably explain what we're doing.
Yes,
and because
I'll
we're going
explain
to
what we're
stop
doing, 'cause
filming.
We'll stop filming and then we'll just film the results.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is, while we decamp downstairs, is we're going to take some of the poems from the National Poetry Day website, including Refugees by Brian Bilston, and we're going to put images around them, a collage, and they will represent the poem or things that we think of as we read the words of the poem or the theme, and we'll put them up on the library wall and display them once we finish them as well.
Yeah.
So we've just got a very short amount of time, but hopefully we'll be able to produce a couple of lovely collages. So we'll see you in a little while.
Bye-bye. Right, okay.
So this is the big reveal of what we produced in literally 20 minutes. So first up, Holly and Hannah. There we are. And some beautiful images. Okay. And words as well. Multiculturalism, cats, homes, a labyrinthine stair that we're all going to have to climb.
Some writing.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Refugees.
Travelling, refugees, war, people, and some beautiful star as well.
Cute little picture of a home down here that
Yes,
someone did.
and
That's my favourite.
Beatrice, did you do that? The portrait of the
Yeah,
home.
that's
Lovely.
lovely, yeah.
Really lovely. Some lovely touches.
Should we hold that one last time so we can
Yeah.
have a look?
Yeah.
There we go.
And it will be on the wall in a few 24 hours' time.
All right, next one. Can you hold this one up now, you two, please?
This wasn't ours, but it's beautiful.
So Marianne, Hannah, Phoebe, and Esther.
Marianne, what have we got on you?
What have we got on here?
We've got some octopuses.
Yes, could you explain the octopi, please?
No, we've got some multiculturalism shown through the range of foods.
Mhm.
And
animals.
And
There's
animals.
people as well.
We've got a tiger,
People.
a sad fox, some beer. Everyone drinks beer with other people. If you're not, that's just a bit weird.
That's right.
We've got some people in traditional clothing. We've got some communities. We've got some children somewhere. We've got a backpack to show how far refugees have to travel.
Yes, absolutely. And a
Um,
road.
and
The
a
long and
road.
winding road.
Very long, very winding.
Yes, yes.
Also
Lovely.
very beautiful.
Yes, shall we hold it up again?
Symbolism.
Lovely. That's a lovely, nice, beautiful memories of 2023. Thank you so much, everybody. Give yourselves a big clap. And we'll say goodbye for today.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 See you next time.